May I now invite Siew, head of the DAS Academy, to deliver her welcome address. June, please.
16 years ago, when I was in your position, fresh from completing my double diploma in dyslexia studies, I could never have imagined that we will one day have such an elaborate graduation ceremony. Our certificate presentation was just a small, simple affair held at the Dyslexia Centre at Spring Singapore, Bukit Merah, a place where we celebrated our beginnings. There was no big ceremony, no reception, no speeches, no video presentations, and no gowns. The scale, the details, and effort that we put into our graduation event today signify how far the DAS and the DAS Academy have come along. A very good morning to you graduates, Mr. Eric Lee, President of the Executive Committee, and fellow DAS colleagues. Today, we are all gathered on this one platform virtually, from different places, with one purpose, and that is to celebrate the achievements of our graduates. As a lecturer, I have worked with many of you who are here today. The road to completion has not been easy. I am aware that some of the graduates have had to manage new babies, weddings, new jobs, and even relocations. All this while remaining faithful to your regular responsibilities at work and at home. To make matters worse, you are also the batch who is completing your studies in the most unusual circumstance, the COVID-19 pandemic. Knowing what you have gone through and overcame, I can testify that the success you have now have not come easy. With this pandemic, in a short span of 6 months, our usual way of doing things no longer work. You had learned how to support SPLD children in classrooms. But in a matter of a few months, this assumption of teaching in a classroom is unpredictably overthrown. You can no longer see them face to face. Teachers' favorite things to do, such as picking up the marker, writing and teaching from the board, giving out worksheets, correcting students on the spot, all this have suddenly become irrelevant. You are suddenly thrust into the world of online learning. So what do? Return to the DAS Academy to learn all over again? No, don't doubt yourself. You are graduating, which means that you have the knowledge and skills to teach. You just need to summon your flexibility, adaptability, resourcefulness from within. In extraordinary times like this, these traits are crucial for survival. So today, I will talk about an animal. It is one of the oldest, one of the most flexible, and one of the most adaptable animals. Do you know what it is? Turtles. Yes, turtles belong to one of the oldest reptile groups in the world, beating snakes, crocodiles, and alligators. The irony is, they were once the most vulnerable. We know that the survival rate of an hatchling is extremely low. Only 1 in 1,000 hatchlings make it to adulthood. As soon as they emerge from the egg, the race is on, and they must immediately make a risky journey across the sand to the water, avoiding predators such as birds, crabs, wild dogs, and lizards along the way. The journey in the open sea is also a treacherous one. They face other predators, any other creatures bigger than themselves. But there are 3 ingredients that have aided in their survival. Let me start with the first. It is the shell that they carry from birth. This super tough casing acts like a shield to protect them from predators. The irony is that they were once the most vulnerable. We know that the survival rate of a hatchling is extremely low. Only 1 in 1,000 hatchlings make it to adulthood. As soon as they emerge from the egg, the race is on, and they must immediately make a risky journey across the sand to the water, avoiding predators such as birds, crabs, wild dogs, and lizards along the way. The journey in the open sea is also a treacherous one. They face other predators, or the other creatures bigger than themselves. But there are 3 ingredients that have aided in their survival. Let me start with the first. It is the shell that they carry from birth. This super tough casing acts like a shield to protect them from predators. However, this shell may not necessarily be without weaknesses. For the turtles, while protecting them, their heavy shell also slows them down. For the children at the DAS, dyslexia might be their shell. While protecting them from being labeled stupid, it also slows them down. For some of you, your shell might be the family that you have been born into, or it could be someone significant in your life, or perhaps it could be your faith. It is important to know what our shell is, because this shell will ultimately protect you from the harsh weather and conditions that life will throw you. Another quality that has aided the turtle survivor is this trait called adaptability. What a turtle eats really depends on the environment it lives in. We have land-dwelling turtles that munch on beetles, fruit, and grass, whereas sea dwellers gobble everything from algae to squid to jellyfish. One thing we must learn is to adapt to the times. If online learning is the next big thing, then let us embrace it. Learn all the features there are on the video conferencing software that will facilitate your teaching. Acquaint yourself with the different interactive polling softwares to make your teaching more engaging. Explore shared collaborative spaces that can facilitate group work and group discussion. Finally, flexibility is another trait that has aided the turtle survivor. Turtles follow seasonal currents most of the time. And the best way to get to your destination, especially if you are a turtle, is to go with the flow. Just as their flexibility has helped them to become more resilient to environmental changes, our flexibility will also help us to be resilient to changes in life. When you can no longer have snack breaks, then do brain breaks behind the screen. Use the power of movement to improve student performance. GoNoodle is one such web-based software that you can use to enable movement and mindfulness behind the screen. Or get them to play the traditional I Spy using Zoom backgrounds. When you can no longer let them touch and play with a physical learning resource, get them to share their resource from home with you and their classmates. When you teach a certain letter sound, get them to go on a 20-second scavenger hunt to find an object with that letter sound in it. Teach using what their home environment presents you. So today, I would like to leave you with this quote by Charles Darwin. It is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one more responsive to change. So like a turtle, know that you have a shell that protects you. Let worries roll off your back. Adapt to the conditions. Trust the flow, and you will survive. Thank you.
Thank you, June. Indeed, a strong shell, adaptability, and flexibility are truly essential traits for surviving in a turbulent and ever changing world.